All right, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Islam to all the Moors. Okay, so let me see. Let's see if this is gonna live stream now. Give me a second, y'all. I've been trying to go live, and I'm getting error messages, and it's live and not working. So give me a second here. So as y'all can see, it says live, but it's waiting for me. Y'all see that? Everybody see what it says? Waiting for Zion Law School. The Zion Law School is live. I'm live right now, y'all. So what's happening with this? One waiting. So I wonder if this is a new method of censoring, because on on my app it says I'm live. But it's not showing that I'm live. Y'all see that? Everybody see that? Give me 1 second. So I'm in my YouTube studio and it's also not showing. Hold on. So y'all, this is fascism. This is what fascism does. So as y'all can see, I'm in my YouTube studio and I'm live, but it's not even showing in my YouTube studio. Y'all see that? So this one showed, this right here, this one didn't show when I went live and I stopped it. That's why it's only 59 seconds. But then when I checked my studio, after I ended the live, it showed. It popped up. So give me 1 second, y'all. So here you see it's still saying, waiting for Zion Law School. Zion Law School is live. Zion Law School is live right now. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Something needs to be done about these bastards. Y'all know there's only one group. Y'all know there's only one group who does this kind of thing and who's bold enough to do it and then pretend like they're victims. Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? And then play the role as victims. Everybody see that? Waiting for Zion Law School. So, you know, it appears that what I'm doing must hurt. Must hurt somebody, right? Because they show as hell censoring it. And this is, y'all, this is a form of psychological warfare. Because what they're doing, they're trying to discourage me. Right? Also you. And it's a form of genocide. Because what they're doing is genocide. And what I'm doing is breaking the genocide. Me, I'm just one of many. Making it harder for them to commit this genocide against us. So y'all, let me try one more again. Let me see if it showed up in my notifications. Hold on. No, it's not in my notifications either. Hold on, man. Let's see if it's live now. Mic check, mic check. All right, it's live now, y'all. Let's make it do what it do. So what I wanted to do today is review some basic principles that we've covered so far. Make sure everyone has clarity on these important issues. All right, hold on. This must really hurt. Okay, y'all, let's go back to it. I'm going to pick it up on page 21. This is in review. I already covered this. But in review, key concepts. The element of fire, the fire that vivifies, the fire that gives life or gives that extra to life. Okay, y'all? The fire that animates, gives life, or makes life more lively was called H-E-H, a serpent. So it was a serpent. It was a serpent, right? And they called it He, and this serpent is a fire that gives life. All right, that extra in life. All right. The goddess Hea, H-E-A, was the earlier Kefa, K-E-F-A, who is Kava. Of course, that's the biblical Hebrew pronunciation of the word. They just made it up. That's not an authentic pronunciation. Hova, as in Jehovah, Yahuwah, Yahweh, all of that, Yahuwah, all of that. Hova, H-O-V-A-H. Or Eve. So wait a minute. You mean to tell me that this snake that gives life, or that adds that extra to life, is Eve? And Eve is Hova? Eve is supposed to be a woman. Hova is a woman? Kava Kifa? The serpent is a woman? Hova is the feminine side of Jehovah. Hova is the feminine side of Jehovah. The Akkadian Hea, so Hea, H-E-A, is an Akkadian god of wisdom, the repository of all wisdom. So now you see that they mixed it all together. Everybody see that? So the Holy Spirit comes out of Akkadia, according to this mythology. It's a god of wisdom. All right? Feminine. So fleshly woman. We're dealing with mythology here. At a later time. This is at a later time. All right? Not originally. So let me show y'all this. This is a very key points. Last paragraph. Y'all see that? Jehovah is the feminine side of Jehovah. Well, what about the masculine side? What about the masculine side, right? And when did that come in? That came in under the solar zodiac projection, maybe 6,000 years ago or thereabout. It's not ancient at all, okay? It says all of these meet in the first mother Typhoon. So Jehovah is a knockoff of Typhoon, a knockoff of Typhoon, which is feminine energy, right? Typhoon, the great mother, Hathor, the serpent woman, the serpent of life, is what, y'all? Hermetically, what is it? The Hermetic law of mental gender. It's energy, not flesh and blood, no vagina and penis, none of that. It is energy. Energy, that's it, all right? So, for example, this is energy. My arm here is energy. At one end, it's, let's say, negative, which is positive, or which is anode. At the extreme opposite end, it would be positive, right? Masculine, cathode. At the other end, it would be negative, anode, or feminine. All right? It's just energy, but the extreme opposite ends of the same line of energy. Just call them masculine, feminine, negative, positive, anode, cathode. But with the Great Mother, it was called a woman because what? Its role in forming things, forming and transforming things or beings. Y'all see it? Which is the role or the function of a woman. When a woman has a baby, she becomes a mother, right? So, Typhon, the Great Mother, masculine, not masculine, but gender, the Hermetic law of gender, is in everything, in every being that is formed across all kingdoms. The bird kingdom, the flesh and blood kingdom, the animal kingdom, right? What do you call them? Fungi, bacteria, aquatic kingdom, okay, y'all, across crystals, across all kingdoms. So in that sense, she's the mother of us all, okay? But it's not a flesh and blood woman, it is energy, all right? Feminine energy, or stated, I guess more accurately, it would be the Hermetic law of mental gender in its role as a former, as a producer, or a transformer or reproducer of all things in all kingdoms. Okay, y'all? And this is where they got the remix of Jehovah from. The 4 letters, the tetragrammaton. Y'all see it? And by the way, as we continue to study this book, what you're going to find out is a reason why they don't pronounce Jehovah. I'm talking about the Jewish people. All you need to do is read Strong's number 3068, the Strong's lexicon. You're going to see that they didn't pronounce it. And the alibi is that it's too holy to speak. But the truth is, they don't want you to say it because you might discover that Jehovah is feminine. Forget about Jehovah being a moon god and all of that. This before all of that. It goes back to ultimately Jehovah is a remix of the Great Mother, which is feminine gender or mental energy. Y'all see it? So when they shifted, y'all remember the verse? They sought to change times and seasons. So when they shifted from the circum-polar zodiac, let me say not shifted. That's not accurate. So when they waged war and violently violently, without the consent of the Sabian Moors as a whole, violently replace that with the solar zodiac projection, which is the solar zodiac projection that everybody knows of right now, which is the sun traveling through each of the 12 stations or each of the 12 zodiac signs, and the ecliptic, the apparent path of the sun. And we tell time now under the current zodiac through the position of the sun. Spring, when the sun passes over the spring equinox or equinoctial point on March 22nd, it's spring. When the sun reaches the summer solstice, at each point, according to the sun's location, we see the 4 seasons. All right? So those are the four corners of the earth, which are the 4 cardinal points. All right, y'all? Or north, south, east, and west. So let's keep going. But remember, the transition was not by consent. It was done through violence. And what we're focusing on right now is the fire. The fire. Okay? The fire. Let's continue. So all of those deities, remember He, Hova, Kifa, Kava. Well, Kifa, Kava, there's a deity that Kifa and Kava, that's Eve. They become Eve. Hova becomes the deity. But they all have their origin in the Great Mother, Typhon. Okay, y'all? So now, let's continue. It says here, and among her, that's Typhon's Great Mother, many types was that of a serpent. He, as an element of fire, typified the sun sun in its motion without visible means. So you know we're already in the solar zodiac projection, right? It's not ancient. So this is what was brought in through force. Okay, everyone? So we have to make the distinction between the circumpolar zodiac projection, which is ancient, which our ancient forefathers used, and which was brilliant, worked perfectly, until it was, what was his name, y'all? Sevek Ra brought in the solar zodiac through violence and warfare. Yes, Sevek Ra. It was Sevek Ra. Pharaoh Sevek Ra. All right? So, let's keep it going. All right, so the H-E-F, I'm sorry, H-E-H, as an element of fire typified the sun sun in its motion. Of course, y'all know that the Tetragrammaton is a solar deity, a solar god. Okay? In other words, the sun sun. In its motion without visible means. So that's the ecliptic, right? I wish I had my book. So the ecliptic looks like an S, looks like the letter S. So the sun looks like it's moving, but it doesn't have legs. So it's moving like a serpent. Y'all get it? Along the ecliptic, which is the apparent pathway of the sun. All right? So it's moving without visible means, like that of the gliding serpent. Breathing or heaving as the motion of the serpent became a type of visibility. Kifa, Hava, Eve became the great serpent of life. The serpent woman, goddess of gestation. Of course, gestation is 9 months. When a woman becomes pregnant, it's going to stay in her body developing for 9 months. Okay? Gestation also has to do with animals. I got to change seats. All right, next paragraph. So y'all keep that in mind, the fire. The serpent fire, I'm on page 22 now, second paragraph. Of the occultists, that means those who have knowledge that other people don't have, is hidden knowledge, is said to lie at the base of the spine, coiled like a serpent. The serpent fire is at the base of the spine, coiled like a serpent. Let me see if I can find an image for y'all so y'all can see that. One moment. One second, y'all. Y'all see it? The sacrum, coiled like a serpent. Everybody see that? So this is the spine, the spinal cord of men. There you go. Everybody see it? The Lord said unto Moses, quote unquote, make thee a seraph, which means a fiery serpent. Seraph, S-E-R-F, signifies a flame. And Raph is the serpent of life. Raph is the serpent of life. Seraph, let me show y'all this. Take note. Y'all see where my finger is? Seraph signifies a flame. Now remember, what is that flame? We looked at what that flame is. The flame. Let's go back to page 21. The element of fire, the fire that vivifies. So let's look up vivifies. Watch what we get. Vivifies, verb. Vivify in British English, verb. To bring to life, animate, to make more vivid or striking. Hold on, y'all. Word origin, C16 from late Latin. Vivificare, from Latin, vivus, alive. Alive, make alive. Okay, y'all? Hold on a second. One second. Let's let this take us somewhere. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so from Project Gutenberg, vivify means what? The winds from the sea, as in celestial sea, southward blowing. Okay, so north and south. Southward blowing, coming from the north, right? Blowing toward the south. Unloaded their mist to vivify its ivy and mitile, whatever the word was. I don't remember. So now we have an idea of what's happening here. Y'all see what's happening here? Surf signifies flame. Surf signifies life, animation, or that which adds more life to something. Y'all see it? Give me 1 second. I'm going somewhere, so y'all be patient. Vivify, verb. This is the etymology from Old French, vivifier, come alive, give life to. From late Latin, vivificare, make alive, restore life. Hold on, y'all. I have to move because they're gonna give the video a strike. Hold on. People are playing music. Hold on. All right, y'all. Hi there. Eating? Okay. Let's get going, y'all. All right. Let's make it do what it do. Okay, so vivify. So we looked at the etymological meaning. Now, what word does it give us? Seraph. Let me show you an image of a seraph, okay? Seraph Okay, seraph is a celestial or heavenly being originating in ancient Judaism. All right, y'all? So these are some of the images that you get when you Google search seraph. So you know these are in the Bible, right? These images, well, seraphs rather, are in the Bible. It's just amazing how commercial everything is on the internet now. Let me do something different. So this is one example of a seraph that they have, okay, y'all? These are what? The angels in the Bible, right? A kind of angel in the Bible. So take a look. The spelling is SERAPH, which is, if you delete the, hold on a second, I'm live streaming, okay. If you delete the A, the PH makes an F sound. And you have serve. So there's serve. So let's take a look. Hold on, y'all. All right, here we are. Serve. Y'all see it? Look at my finger. Serve. Everybody see it? Serve. What does it say? Serve signifies what? A flame. But we all remember serfs, don't we? How does it go from serf, a flame that gives life or enhances life, to this? Hold on, y'all. To this. Let me read the definition, pause it on the replay. Serves, look at that. Y'all pause it. Here's what it says. Serfs. Peasants paid a portion of their annual harvest to their lord as rent. Also worked a certain number of days per week on lord's land. The landlord, right? Had to bring legal disputes to lord's court and pay a fee for the decision. Had to pay fee to use your lord's monopolies. Even had to pay lord a fee for permission to get married. That sounds like a marriage license, doesn't it? Driver's license. Electricity would be what? Part of the monopoly. Water. Peasants were legally, quote unquote, serfs, bound to the manor and its lord for life. In other words, in bondage. In bondage for life. So how did it go from that? How did it go from that which gives life and enhances life to the extreme opposite, that which is in bondage? And a debtor to a landlord. Let's look up the definition of serf. Now remember, the solar zodiac projection was brought in through violence. Brought in through violence. Let's look at the definition. Serf, noun, a member of the lowest feudal class, legally bound to a landed estate and required to perform labor for the lord, for the landlord of that estate in exchange for a personal allotment of land. The next definition, also a noun, an agricultural laborer under various similar systems, especially in Russia and Eastern Europe in the 1700s and 1800s, and I dare say 14th Amendment U.S. citizens today. Serve. Oh, let me show y'all this. Hold on. I almost forgot. Y'all see it? This is the fall or the curses, right? Serf, English Cambridge Dictionary. A serf was a low-class farm worker who had to obey the landlord in medieval times. Webster's Dictionary. A serf is a servant or laborer of olden times who was treated as part of the land and worked on it. In other words, goyim, cattle. Serf, noun. This is also in Webster's. Synonyms of serf. A member of a servile, feudal class bound to the land and subject to the will of its owner. Okay? A bondman or bondwoman. All right? Etymology of serf. Borrowed from French, going back to Old French, quote unquote, servant, serf. Going back to Latin, servus, in the phase, servus die, quote unquote, servant of God. Y'all see it? Going back to Latin, quote unquote, slave. Y'all take a look at this.
Hello.
Hello. I'm working right now, okay? Y'all see it? So y'all read this, pause it. I hope everyone sees what's happening here. You don't see it, let me tell you. Under the circum-polar zodiac projection, which is our ancient ancestors in their pure, pristine state, where the whole world was a brotherhood. Okay, and I'm getting this right out of the book. All right, the whole world was a brotherhood. Everybody was in harmony. And this knowledge was available to everyone. Everyone knew it. There were no mysteries. There were no mysteries. There were no gods, devils, and demons. It was beautiful. Okay? Unity and harmony. Everyone lived in harmony with nature and in harmony with everyone else. But then, Sevek Ra, in fact, let me read it to you. This is on page 24. The biblical account of the war in heaven is explained astronomically. When Typhon, the Great Mother, and Sut, that would be the first of her productions that were predominantly masculine energy. Therefore, Sut is said the sun. Okay? Or, when I say sun, S-O-N, sun. Okay? So when Typhon and Sut, or the northern constellation of the Bear, that's the Great Bear, right? Which is the Big Dipper. Most of us know it by the Big Dipper. And the glowing dog star in the south, which is Sirius, proved, listen y'all, proved false. In their time reckoning, who determined that it was proved false? And how is it that it was true for literally thousands, 10,000s, hundreds of thousands, millions, for an uncountable and undeterminable amount of time? A huge, vastly huge amount of time. It was accurate. Not only was it accurate, not only was it, let's use the religious speak, it came from God. For those of you who don't know anything else but religion. Okay? Stated differently, it came from nature. What does that mean? What does it mean? It means the universe that's out here that appears to be separate from us is the mind. Okay? And the mind is the universe. All right? As above, so below. As below, so above. As within, so without. As without, so within. The Hermetic law. Listen, y'all. Who said it was not keeping time accurately? Listen. When Typhoon and Soot, or the northern constellation of the Bear, the Great Bear, the Big Dipper, and the glowing star in the south, Sirius Dog Star. Remember what we read here? Our ancestors put a boundary, which was the circle. Hold on, y'all. Our ancestors put a boundary around what was boundless. Hold on. Drew a circle from the north celestial pole to the south and back up to the north. Our ancestors drew a circle around what was boundless and created a boundary. And though that number 7, that's the 7 stars that make up the Great Bear or the Big Dipper. Okay, y'all? Y'all see it? And the Big Dipper, the handle of the Big Dipper is the minute hand of the clock or the pointer. And Sirius the Dog Star is the hour hand of the clock in the south. All right, y'all? And somebody had the nerve to come along and say, no, that's not right. That's not keeping time accurately. We need to change that. And then they did it violently. Here's what it says. Let's continue. Let's continue. And the glowing dog star in the south proved false in their timekeeping. Y'all remember, the Great Bear is the minute hand, and Sirius the dog star in the south is the hour hand. Okay? And this is what you're looking at right now, is the clock of destiny. This is the clock of destiny, the circumpolar zodiac projection. The clock of destiny, circle 7. Y'all see it? The 7 stars that make up the Great Bear, which was the first, the Great Bear was the first constellation formed. The first constellation formed. Okay? Now, let's continue. And then somebody has a nerve to come along and say it's wrong. What nerve? Well, we already know who this group of beings are that have a history, that are publicly known for this type of narcissistic stuff and psychological operations. Okay? Everybody knows who I'm talking about. Everyone knows who I'm talking about. Of course, they were not there at the time, but they're following. Whoa! They're following that tradition. Oh, wait! Stand up! You can wait. You can stand here. You can stand here. Okay. You can. Okay. Can't fit. Oh, you're a big boy now. You're too big now. Okay, y'all. So let's keep going. Be careful, okay? Be careful. Don't watch your head, okay? Watch your head. Watch your head.
Where is your head?
Okay, y'all. Let's continue. Okay? So, Let's start with prove false in their timekeeping, causing their own degradation. So the celestial clock of the north, the clock of destiny, proved false in its timekeeping, which caused everybody to turn against them, or it, and those who lived their life according to that lifestyle, that mindset. Everybody turned against them, wanted to destroy them, and actually did destroy them. This is what this is saying, all right? Causing their own degradation. In other words, they did it to themselves. There's no guilty party, right? We want you to believe that this happened according to nature. This is what the implication is, or what's inferred, rather, by what they're saying. They cause their own demise, right? For example, like the black people, with their music and entertainment, lack of self-discipline, lack of self-knowledge, they cause their own degradation, right? They did it and are doing it to themselves. We know that's only half the story, of course, right? Who makes that entertainment? Who finances it? Who makes the public policy regarding what can go on the airways, TV and radio, print and everything? Who makes that? U.S. government, right? Whether the U.S. corporation company. Who finances the music and entertainment projects? Well, we know what group of people that is, right? The ones you cannot mention, okay? And the one who controls the banks. Not even banks, financial institutions. We know who they are. They put that trash out there. Who puts the blacks, the Hispanics, Latinos, etc., all of the Moors who are not in their, who are in the 14th Amendment status, who makes it so that they are in economic hardship? Who creates the conditions in which they live? We all know who does that. All right? So they're just rats. They're just rats in the cage. Okay? That's all. Rats in the cage. And the scientists, or those, the U.S. corporation company, those people who control the financial institutions, those psychologists, sociologists at the major universities, the corporations, they're the ones, let's say the scientists in the laboratory who are creating the experiments, creating the conditions that the rats are living in or surviving in. Y'all see what I'm saying? That's what's happening. And if you can make it look like, if you can lie and push it through the media so that everybody believes you, well, you know, the blacks are, the Mexicans are, the Latinos are, they're just ignorant, lazy, unable to learn. See, yeah, it looks like for someone who doesn't think, it looks like they're responsible for their own degradation. But anyway, let's keep it going, okay? So, the clock of destiny is responsible for causing its own degradation, its own downfall. This was also brought about, y'all see that? This was also, that means another party. This was, bye-bye. See you next time. Where's it at, y'all? So this was also brought about by the change in Earth's axis. I taught about this quite a few times. This is confirmation that I was right. A change in Earth's axis, which had gradually pointed to a star other than the one around which it had been revolving. So what is that saying? That's saying Polaris is here, or maybe it's saying it was not Polaris. Let's say if it was Polaris, and well, first of all, you need to believe, you need to accept with faith, like a religious doctrine, that what he's saying right here is true. We have no way of confirming it. Y'all understand? So as far as I'm concerned, this is just an alibi. This is just speculation. Okay? Prove it. How do you prove it? And then once you prove it, how can I go back and check it? Do I need to make the same assumptions you made? But anyway, I hope y'all see what I'm saying. Use your critical thinking mind, your faculty of critical thinking. So what it's saying is that, let's say the Earth, if you believe in the realm, the global Earth, is spinning on its axis, okay? Let's say there's a tilt like this, and then the tilt becomes more pronounced. So that's the change, okay? So now instead of pointing at this star, it's pointing, let's say, at another star here. Okay, y'all see what I mean? See what I mean? So now it's, let me see if I can do a better job. Let's say it's pointing at this star. This is the star. It's pointing here, okay? Let's say the rotation of its axis changes. So now it's not pointing at that star anymore. Y'all see? It's pointing, let's say, at a star over here, okay? So the Earth is supposed to be spinning according to their model, right? Spinning like this. So before the axis changed, all the constellations here would spin around the North Pole. But since the axis changed, they're spinning around here. And so therefore they're saying that what? It's no longer keeping correct time. Y'all see it? Because the axis changed. Y'all see it? And so now the constellations are spinning around here. But I don't buy it, because there's no way for you to prove it. And then number two, hold on. Hold on, let me let this noise go down. Listen to what it says, y'all. This was also brought about by the change in Earth's axis, which gradually pointed to a star other than the one around which it had been revolving. So what's the name of that star? How many years ago? Critical thinking questions. What's the name of that star? How many years ago did it happen? What star did it point to next? Or are we supposed to assume that it started pointing at Polaris? Y'all see what I mean? If it pointed at the same star for an uncountable or undeterminable amount of time, if this is the case, what caused it to point at another star? And then even if it pointed at another star, think about this, even if it did point to another star, wouldn't it just make sense that you would do cycles, the number of revolutions around the new star that it pointed to? The diameter of the constellations didn't change. So in other words, the diameter didn't get smaller so that it would make more revolutions faster. It didn't get bigger so that it would make more revolutions, and so that it would make less revolutions because the diameter is bigger. Y'all see what I'm saying? So it doesn't make sense to me. And then secondly, if I remember correctly, the Earth's axis, the stars are just spinning around the. Matter of fact, let me try to show you. I'm gonna come back to the original stuff. If I can find it really quickly, I'll show you. The light in this area at this time of day is kind of unbearable because it's coming at you from all different directions. So this is a glass. Next to me is a glass see-through window, and they have a bright light, and then the front door glass. So it's really kind of blinding. Which is why I stopped sitting here. But I have to wait for a new table to open. Oh, I'll Google it. Let me Google it. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Let's see. Okay, so here you can see the imaginary axis of the Earth. Y'all see north and south, that line? That's supposed to be the tilt of the Earth. Okay. Y'all see the 23.5 degrees between the line going through the center of the Earth and then Earth's axis, 23.5 degrees. So that would be what? the same as the ecliptic, right? So the axis would determine, it looks like it's determining the ecliptic, right? The degree, the angle of the ecliptic. Y'all see it? So here's a whole image. So the angle of the ecliptic, of course, you can take a look at it, is the celestial equator. Go look at that. The ecliptic is a horizontal line in the center, and then the celestial equator is the oblique or the diagonal line. All right. So it's not horizontal or flat because Earth is said to be what at an angle of 23.5 degrees. Y'all see it? Okay. So let's say if the celestial equator was 0 degrees, it would be on the same line as the sun. Y'all see that? That means it would be summer all over the earth. Hold on. All right, here we go. So that's celestial north. Y'all see the circle? So the constellations in the north are visible in the northern hemisphere all year round. So they change position and they revolve in a circle. And each revolution represents a cycle of time. Okay, y'all see that? So this is Circle 7, the clock of destiny. But only you can't see the Big Dipper or the Great Bear, and you can't see here clearly, rather. You can't clearly see Sirius the Dog Star in the south. Okay? So let me... Oh, this is the south celestial pole. So the same thing, that's y'all can read it. I thought it was the north celestial pole, but this is the south celestial pole. So pause it on the replay. So this is what it says. It says here, figure 3. I'll come back to this and give you the website. Figure 3, the long exposure photo shows trails left by stars as a result of the apparent rotation of the celestial sphere around the south celestial pole. In reality, it is Earth that rotates. Okay? Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second, y'all. What? Oh. So how to find Polaris, the North Star? Y'all see that? So the Big Dipper right there, that's the Great Bear. The Little Dipper at the top, that's the Lesser Bear, or Ursa Major, Ursa Minor, and the arrow is pointing to the North Star, Polaris. Okay? So everything, the constellations in the north are rotating around the North Star. Okay? Hence, Typhoon is the great mother, the mother of revolutions, the mother of cycles of time. Right? One revolution around is a created time. All right, y'all? Everybody see the 7 stars? Count the stars in the Big Dipper. This is the Great Mother. Count the star. This is the first thing that was formed. And it's also feminine energy. Count the stars is 7. Okay, 7 stars that form Ursa Major, which is the Great Bear. That's where we get circle 7, y'all. This is the minute hand of the clock. The minute hand of the clock. Okay? And this is Polaris. So they're saying in the book, the author is saying that the Earth's axis pointed at a different star. Well, what star? Where? What star? Okay, what star? Why didn't you mention it? Hold on, y'all. One second. This is the Great Bear, the Big Dipper. Y'all read that? That's the 7 stars in circle 7. Okay, y'all? Okay, y'all, take a look at this. Y'all see the celestial North Pole and the celestial South Pole? Everybody see it? See the circle? Everybody see that? So the constellations in the north are rotating around the celestial North Pole, which is the Earth's axis. Okay? And in the south, the constellations are rotating around the Earth's axis. It doesn't have anything to do with the star that the axis is pointing to. You know, that's my opinion. Because they still haven't said anything about what star it was pointing to. Y'all see what I mean? So if you can accept that, you may as well accept anything. Okay? So as far as I'm concerned, based upon what this author, the evidence that this author has given, he hasn't proven to me that it pointed to another star. Something like that, you need to have strong evidence. Very strong, conclusive evidence. Otherwise, you're just talking. And it sounds like an alibi. I hope everyone sees what I mean. Because, why? Because the original zodiac was destroyed and hidden, and the people who lived their life according to that lifestyle were also destroyed and attempted, our people, the Sabian Moors, the attempt was made to erase them from history, as well as the circumpolar zodiac projection, as well as the Great Mother, Sut, etc., the Great Mother and Son, right? And for the author to just make a claim with no evidence. Well, they said that a new star, Earth's axis changed. Well, you need to provide proof of that, right? Earth's axis changed, and now the axis is pointing at a new star. Well, what star is it pointing at? Because even right now, do y'all know that Earth's axis is not pointing directly at Polaris? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? It's not pointing directly at Polaris. It's off just a little bit. Off just a little bit. But is that the way it always was? Off just a little bit? Or did it change and then it's off just a little bit? Right? And is it off enough to change time noticeably in our calculations? Obviously not. Y'all want to know why? Because navigation is still done in the same way navigation was done in old times. Y'all hear me? So this author, I'm not saying the author is lying, I'm saying that the evidence is incorrect. You want to find out what latitude you're at? What are you going to have to do? Find Polaris. How do you find Polaris? You need to first find the Big Dipper. And it'll line right up with Polaris. So you can still use it for navigation. Y'all, let me see if I can show y'all. Oh, by the way, the meridian is the boundary that our ancestors drew around what was boundless to create time. Okay? You have to remember, at this time, according to the author, at this time there were no, the four corners were not there. according to the author. There was no four corners. There were no cardinal points. In other words, there was no solstitial line, summer solstice and winter solstice, which is what? Vertical. So even if Earth's, let's say even if the axis, Earth's axis changed, that would not affect the solstitial line because it's vertical. Y'all see it? And then the equinoctial line is horizontal. It's at 0 degrees. So go figure, right? So keep in mind that the cardinal points would not exist. So y'all see the cardinal points, that would be your X. Hold on. That would be the winter solstice in the north, summer solstice in the south, and then the equinoctial lines east to west. All right, y'all? Where am I? Where? I think I said I was going to show y'all something. I don't remember. Okay, so this is what it says, y'all. The stars appear to be attached to a giant celestial sphere spinning around the celestial poles and around us. So the stars are spinning around the celestial pole. That's where the time is created. Doesn't matter what star is pointing at, which is what I said earlier. The stars appear to be attached to a giant celestial sphere spinning about the celestial poles and around us once every 23 hours and 56 minutes. Y'all read it. Everybody see that? So y'all can pause it on the replay. All right, y'all. So what is this? What are we learning from here? What are we learning? This imaginary line called Earth's axis, y'all know what they did? Y'all want to know what they did to create? I just realized it. I don't know why I never realized it before. Y'all want to know what they did to determine, to get this notion of Earth having an axis? You know what they did? They drew a line from the north celestial pole to the south celestial pole. That's all they did. Okay, so from here, north to south, they drew a line. And then that line runs through the Earth, and they just called it an axis. Huh? So for Earth's axis to change, it would mean what? That the north pole, the north celestial pole, would have had to move, and or the south pole, celestial pole, would have had to move, which means there would be no change in time. Now, y'all tell me. What seems more probable? Moves, or does it seem more probable that if one moves, the other will move an equal amount? Well, they're telling us. What did they say? They said the axis moved. But anyway, actually what they said, I think what they said is that the axis started pointing, no, the axis moved and it started pointing at a different star in the north. Well, if it points at a different star, anyway, it's not worth spending so much time on. I have to think about it later. But I hope y'all see my point. I hope you see my point. The axis is actually them drawing a line from the north to the South Pole. Period. Okay, period. From the celestial North Pole to the South Pole. That's what it is. And you can prove that. All you need to do is what? Draw a line from the North to the South Pole. But let me see you prove that Earth is spinning on an axis. Is that going to be all theory and hypothetical? Because if I draw a line from the celestial north to the celestial south pole, there's no theory in that. That's just a line. Right? I just drew a line. I don't need to believe anything. I drew a line, everybody sees it. Okay? And then how is it, look y'all, how is it that the earth would be spinning on that axis, other than they just drew a line from one pole to the other? Okay, y'all? Anyway, let's keep going. So we need to get into who did it. Hold on. Now remember, we're still talking about the fire and the surf, okay? The seraphim in the beginning, and then the surf when they brought in the solar zodiac projection. So let's keep going. Hold on. Okay, back to page 22. Wait a minute. Where am I? Oh, okay, back to page 24, rather. So the biblical account of the war in heaven is explained astronomically when Typhon and Sut, or the northern constellation of the Bear, and the glowing dog star in the south proved false in their time reckoning. So who said they proved false, right? Causing their own degradation. Did they cause their own degradation, or was somebody, some group responsible for that? Causing their own degradation, their own downfall. This was also brought about by the change in Earth's axis, which had gradually pointed to a star other than the one around which it had been revolving. Okay? So, like I just said, that axis is nothing more than a line drawn from the North Pole to the South Celestial Pole. Okay? And they're saying that changed. No evidence. So let's continue. Which had gradually pointed to a star other than the one which it had been revolving. Man, I just can't understand why they didn't say which star it was originally pointing to. And what is the next star that it pointed to? Is it Polaris? Or did it happen 10 times, 20 times? Once? Could not be once, because they just would have said Polaris. But they can't say Polaris because it's not pointing directly at Polaris. Y'all see what I mean? But anyway, let's keep going. Now here we go, y'all. It was the Egyptian Osirians who cast out and condemned the ancient Typhon. It was the Egyptian Osirians who cast out and condemned the ancient Sabian Moors. Huh? Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, so for all you Egyptologists, this is Osiris. So Osirians are those who follow this deity. Look at that, y'all. Osiris was the god of fertility. Y'all see that? So the fertility is what? The great mother Typhon, the celestial ship of the north. It is the hermetic law of mental gender, because masculine and feminine energy is in everything that is formed and transformed or produced or reproduced across all kingdoms. So that they attributed that to Osiris. This is why we learned that Osiris and Isis are often interchangeable. Or if you use in the fleshly sense, tranny. Today dressed like a man, tomorrow he dressed like a woman. Or today she's dressed like a man, tomorrow she's dressed like a woman. Y'all remember we read that earlier in this chapter. Okay? So it was the Egyptian Osirians who cast out and condemned ancient Typhon, and who changed the star god into Sevek Ra, the S-U-N sun god. There you have it. There you have it, okay? So let's look up some of these terms. Cast out, verb. Take a look at that, y'all. To drive out, to expel. Expel from a community or group. So, it's the Osirians, those who follow Osiris. Those who follow Osiris, who expelled the great mother Typhon, Hathor, who kicked them out of the community. What community? Earth. Because remember, at that time, Earth was one, unified. It was unified, okay? It was unified. A brotherhood. Huh? As a matter of fact, hold on, I'm going to come back to that and show you again. Let's look at another meaning. Throw, to throw or cast away. Cast out, to throw or cast away. What did they throw away or cast away? They threw away what the prophet Noble Darrell-El calls the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers. They cast it out, replaced it with the solar zodiac projection. They cast it out and replaced it with all of the solar religions. Okay? They cast it out and replaced it with the solar time projection, or the solar zodiac projection, keeping track of time or telling time by the sun. All right, by the sun. And the 12 zodiac signs, actually it wasn't 12 at that time. At that time it was 7 or 8. keeping track of the tracking time, or accounting for time by the SUN sun and the 7 or 8 zodiac signs. The others were added in later, right? In fact, Virgo, Scorpio was at one time one zodiac sign, but at the fall of man, Virgo and Scorpio separated, and then what we call Libra or Libra came in between them. Okay, so that's 2 more. And then at a later time, according to the author of Astrology of the Old Testament, Aries came in. Aries came in. It was not a part of the original zodiac sign. And these are key zodiac or constellations for Christianity. Aries is Abraham, Abram, right? And then of course, Virgo is the Virgin Mother. And of course, Scorpio with Paul and his horse, right? Y'all remember that? Okay, y'all? Anyway, so here we have it. Here we have it. The author continues. It was the Egyptian Osirians who cast out and condemned the ancient Typhon, who cast out and condemned the ancient Sabian Moors' paradigm, way of life. The world of the Sabian Moors, they cast it out and condemned it. And who changed the star god into Sevek Ra, the SUN sun god. Let's look up condemn. Oh, wait. Cast out, British, phrasal verb. To cast out something or someone means to get rid of them because you don't like or need them or do not want to take responsibility for them. Y'all hear that? All right? They didn't need it for what they were doing. All right, so the Sabian Moors' way of life, their paradigm, the circum-polar zodiac projection, the Great Mother, the celestial north, the clock of destiny, circle 7, they said we don't need it. It's not going to help us accomplish what we want to accomplish. So they cast it out of the mind of the people and out of their everyday life through violence. And what else? Let's look up condemn. Condemn. To express strong disapproval of. What else, y'all? To pronounce judgment against, to sentence, as in the judgment, you're convicted, sentenced to death. Condemn, to judge or declare to be unfit for consumption, usually by official order. Okay, y'all, public law. Okay? All right. Look at this one. This is English Cambridge. Condemn means to criticize, something or someone strongly, usually for moral reasons. There's your religion, y'all. There's your religion. What do y'all see at the bottom? I'm going to click on that. It says barbarism, right? I don't know what that's about. Let me click on it. Ah, okay. All right. Barbarism, for example. He witnessed some appalling acts of barbarism during the war. Oh, barbarism, the Berber Moors. Y'all see where that come from now? Y'all see that? Who would have made that connection? I know not me. Synonyms: barbarity, brutality, savagery. All right, y'all? Now, I'm not making it up. Y'all see it yourself. So condemn barbarism, Berber. And did y'all know that Tartar, and barbar are Berber? Y'all know it's the same word. I think I did a post about that. I showed it linguistically. Okay? These are our ancestors. But it's hidden. Okay? So they condemned the Sabian Moors, called us barbarians or what? Berbers. Going back, in this case, going back to what? Typhoon, the clock of destiny. They did not want it. These pharaohs did not want it. They didn't want us to have that mindset. They wanted to disconnect us from nature. Y'all see it? Get us into the solar, the SUN zodiac projection. They sought to change times, going from the clock of destiny with the celestial ship of the north, circum-polar zodiac, which was our mindset, our ancient foremothers and forefathers' mindset, the way they told time, lived their lives. And then, clearly, the Osirians said, we don't want no more of that. We got to get them out of that mindset. Condemned us, judged us, and sentenced us, and then had the nerve to call us barbarians. Okay, y'all, I hope everyone sees it. What was it next I said I was going to look at? What did I say I was going to look up next? So let me see what I can find for Sevek Ra. So nothing on Google. Let me go to Google Scholar. Hold on, y'all. One second. Let's see what we can find.
Bắt nóng như vậy, rất là nóng. Bạn của tôi làm tài chính coi đó, gặp tôi ăn qua cà phê xin nhưng mà anh tại gia chăm sóc đó, hiểu không? Đừng là anh tại gia chăm sóc những cái bò đó luôn. Biết anh đẹp lúc có cái nào đó tôi đưa vào cảm xúc cái đó khi tôi chạy với nó biết ai còn con mà bộ quen biết con mở được không? Biết con thì sao bộ người ta bộ quen một hai con mà được con cũng tấm mấy bộ quen mà người ta nếu mà tự để vào đọc thêm người ta đăng ký kết bằng thêm kia đi qua bên cạnh nó mở được không ba con hai con một con 50 mà ở ngoài 50 không có quen biết ai biết đó mấy anh chị mà chơi quen đấy chỉ cần nhớ sao rồi mail chỉ cần điện vào rồi mail số điện thoại 102 đó lấy vậy tôi xâm phạm vào chống cái sắc của mình cái này mình không có cách nào để có xâm phạm vào thì bên con để tạo vào trong nó mở ra cái sắc mở ra cho con lấy ra bằng tận ở kia đây nó bán được một con thì sau khi nó nữa mình nữa tắt gì đó tắt trong cái gì con vợ thì đặng qua bên có mở con có ở bên em mở được có 2 triệu thôi, chia rồi bên này thôi được 100.000 thôi, 4 người tôi lên chiếc xe hơi. Đúng rồi, tên là Trần Văn Minh.
So really nothing.
Liên hệ địa chỉ ngôi gai. Trước ông ấy hỏi em là sẽ lắp không chưa, em mới hỏi qua bên ủy ý này.
So Google Scholar, nothing, can't find Sevek Ra on Google Scholar. Hold on, y'all. Let me try one more again on Google, regular Google. Oh, they have Sevek Ra with the B. Ah, okay. So Ancient Egypt Online.co.uk. Let's see. Sebek. So I was in the book it's spelled Sevek, but of course it's 1927. So here they spell it Sobek, also known as Seb. So the B and the B have been interchanged. Sebek, Sebek Ra, Sobek, Sobeq. So y'all see that the letters can change because some letters can produce a similar or the same sound. Okay, this is a trick that they use to trick people. It almost worked here, right? Okay, so Sevek Ra was the ancient god of crocodiles. Oh, wait a minute. Crocodiles. The great mother Typhoon was once represented as a crocodile, right? Was it, or having the head of a crocodile? No, that's Draco. Draco. Was it Draco? Hold on, y'all. I'll come back to it. But crocodile, okay? He is first mentioned in the pyramid text, and his worship continued until the Roman period. So here he is. Sevek Ra. So, not ancient, okay? Listen to this, y'all. Some sects believe that Sobek was the creator of the world who arose from the dark water. This is Typhoon, the great mother. Okay, so y'all see they just plagiarized the story. Oh, do y'all see that? They just plagiarized the story. Sobek was a god of the Nile who brought fertility to the land. Again, plagiarized the role of the great Typhoon, Hathor, the celestial ship of the north. As the lord of the waters, again, plagiarizing Typhoon, right? Remember the celestial sea, the great abyss? Remember? He was thought to have risen from the primal waters of noon to create the world and made the Nile from his sweat. So, where does Typhoon come from, the great mother? Well, the first law, the first Hermetic law or principle, mentalism. Okay? It was extracted, or mental gender, or the law of gender was extracted out of the law of mentalism, as were the other 5 Hermetic laws. Y'all see it? This is just a remix. They just took it. The same way Christianity took concepts or natural phenomena from the solar zodiac projection, they just took it, plagiarized it, and changed it. Well, the solar zodiac projection, they stole from the circumpolar zodiac projection. They just took it and plagiarized it. All right? So here's another image of Sobek or Sevek Ra. Y'all see? Okay, y'all. So I hope this is clear for the Moors. Those of you who know you are Moors, it appears to me, and of course, I'm only here presenting information, but it appears to me that our ancient mindset, or the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers, is most definitely the circumpolar zodiac, not the solar zodiac projection, okay? So some people might say, well, why do they get power from the solar zodiac projection? Well, because they're not getting power from the religion. but at least they're plugged in celestially, right? And that's for them anyway. For the hybrids, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. Okay, and that shift of consciousness at the creation, not the reformation, the reproduction, but at the creation in a lab of a new being with the consciousness of a chimpanzee and a man, or a man with a womb, right, could have been the cause of a shift. Let's say if there was a shift in the axis, Earth's axis, maybe that's the cause. Or if there was just a cosmic shift, that might be the cause. Because why? As above, so below. As below, so above. As within, so without. Right? The universe. What's the first law? What's the first law? The law of mentalism. All is mind. The universe exists in the mind of the all. So there was a shift. And it could be reflected in the physical universe. All right? Sevek first appeared in the Old Kingdom as the son of Nith with the epithet the Ranger. So let's see what year is this Old Kingdom. You won't believe this. Look at what it said. Error. Let me try it again. Oh, wow, it kicked me out. Hold on. Son of a gun. Hold on, y'all. I gotta go back. It's just nothing. Oh wow. Let me try it again. Before I click on Old Kingdom, I want to show y'all something else. According to some myths, his father was Set. Set is Soot. Set is Soot. The son of Hathor, who is Typhoon, who is the celestial ship of the north. Soot, S-U-T, is the first entity, being, whatever you want to say, that was created with the predominance of masculine gender. Not flesh and blood, just masculine gender. Okay, quote unquote. And then remember, during later times, they made them into gods. Listen to this. According to some myths, Sevek Ra's father was Sut. Who was Sut's mother? Hathor. Typhoon, the great mother. Okay? Y'all see how they're mixing up the stories now to create their own stuff? The god of thunder and chaos. So they're saying Sut is the god of thunder and chaos. Well, wait a minute. Typhoon. Chaos is associated with Typhoon, the great mother. And it's not chaos, which is total disorder. That's not what it is. We went through that, okay? They just line up and down. But he, that is Sevek Ra, also had a close relation with Horus. Horus is the sun god, the son of Isis and Osiris, right? He was paired, listen y'all, he was paired with a number of goddesses in different locations, most notably Hathor. Okay? And he was sometimes referred to as the father of Khonsu, Horus, and Khnum. That sounds like Kronos to me. Kronos is the other aspect of Sut. So y'all, look at this. Pause it on the replay so you can read it.
có một chất hả? Có một chất mình hát hả?
Let me put it in. Y'all can pause this on a replay, okay?
Tôi đang chạy rồi, chạy mười mấy ngày nữa rồi. Mười mấy ngày mà nhậu dọn, mười mấy ngày luôn. Cho mấy ngày đây nhậu.
All right, so they just took the stories and mixed them. All right, they took the stories from the circum-polar zodiac and mixed them, which is exactly what the author said they did, right? They just made their own theologies. They started creating gods out of the Hermetic laws, basically. Okay, and out of the constellations, out of the clock of destiny, they created all these gods. These are the ancient Egyptians, the pharaohs, who clearly, based upon what's happening here, they are against us, which would explain why the people who are in power, if you can call them people, those who are in, the beings who are in power, they're using the what? The pharaonic system to dominate us to this day. All right? To this day. The papacy, for example. Okay, y'all? Everybody see that? So the culprit is Sevek Ra, the sun god. He continues, page 24. They then placed his head, Sevek Ra, they then placed his head, placed upon his head a pair of horns, and he became the ram or lamb, symbolized in the zodiac sign Aries. Listen, y'all. Let me show y'all this image. Now listen up. This is supposed to be Moses. Now y'all see he has horns, but the horns also look like what? Rays of light. Rays of sunlight. Do y'all see what's happening there? They're deceiving you because the word, the ancient Ibriath word that they're rendering as horns can also be rendered as rays of light. Okay? So this is deceptive. They're showing you horns and what appear to be rays of light. Y'all see it? This is supposed to be Moses. Why is it important? Well, as we just read, we're dealing with Aries. Remember, we learned from the astrology of the Old Testament. The astrology of the Old Testament, we read that what? Aries was inserted into the zodiac. Okay? It was not one of the original. So let's look at another image. Here's the more popular image. Moses with horns. Okay? Moses with horns. Instead of sunlight, this is the rendering of that word as horns. Okay? These are ram's horns, y'all. Ram's horns. Aries. This is the rendering of the word with both meanings. Horns and rays of the sun. Okay? Here's the entire image. Moses with ram's horns. All right? This is astrological.
đâu nói anh mà thân với cái anh nói mọi người quên đi. Mở đó xong nó mua nhà chơi cái gì đâu, mua đất nhà bỏ tiền không.
This is the Lamb of God. Of course, the Lamb is Jesus, right? Y'all see the cross, which is the four corners, the four cardinal points. This is the most ancient representation of the Lamb of God. Before they put a man on the cross. Okay, it used to be like this, a lamb. All right, that's what it originally was. But again, this is the solar zodiac projection. Okay, this is the solar zodiac projection. Now we see why there's so much confusion and scandal with the zodiac. This is another image. This is the original image of the cross. Y'all see it? The Lamb. In other words, the beginning of spring, or the beginning of the zodiac rather, the Lamb. And when the SUN sun enters into the Lamb right now, it enters into the kingdom of God. Because at the celestial equator in the east, which is the Lamb of God, it's 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of night. Concretely, 12 hours of daylight in nature. Natural phenomena, 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of night. If you are between the Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degrees north, the equator, 0 degrees, and the Tropic of Capricorn, 23.5 degrees south. All right? If you're between there on March 22nd, 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of night. And the sun is going to be at a 90-degree angle above your head. On the equator, it will be at a 90-degree angle above your head twice a year. Okay, y'all? So this is before a man was put on the cross. All right? A man was not put on the cross, I think, until the Council of Nicaea or one of those councils. Okay, y'all? All right? So Sevek Ra, they put two horns on his head, and he became the ram or lamb symbolized in the zodiacal sign Aries. All right, and so here's Aries. Everybody knows Aries, right? The ram or the lamb. Okay? Everybody got that? The Lamb of God. And y'all probably tired of hearing me say it, but I'll have to do it again. Clock of Destiny, I think it's volume 2, page 38. Clock of Destiny, volume 2, y'all pause that on the replay. Now we understand why CMB put this in the Clock of Destiny, right? They got this from Noble Darrell-El. Look at the message that he's giving us. Y'all tell me if CMB does not agree with everything I just said. Pause it on the replay, okay? I'm going to hold it up here for about 1 more minute. Okay. Now y'all tell me if C and Bay told us this. In my opinion, he did, but you tell me if you agree or disagree. Here's what he says, page 38, Clock of Destiny, volume 2. The sons of a widow, woman, that would be the great mother Typhoon, are the only supreme beings. That's us, right? We're thought made manifest from the land. Thought is a function of mind. Mind is mentalism, right? Mentalism, the first Hermetic law. Okay? What comes out of mentalism? Gender. The Hermetic law of mental gender. In its function of bringing forth, forming, producing and reproducing, forming and transforming, that is a function of a woman giving birth, hence the great mother. All right? She has sons. They're 7. 7 sons. These are the 7 stars that make up what's called today the Big Dipper or the Great Bear. Okay, y'all? Y'all see it? And those who are self-creating emanate from the Big Dipper. This is what we read in this book. All right, y'all? Later they became known as what? Planets and gods. But man is thought made manifest from the soil. Therefore, man, Genesis chapter 2, not mankind, Genesis chapter 1. Therefore, man, who was thought made manifest from the soil, who was made from the dust of the ground, is by lawful definition land. It is a well-established principle in law that land and law are inseparable. Therefore, land is the substance and subject matter of the law. If you look at a law dictionary and look up land, you will see the word moor, M-O-O-R-S. A common what? Common noun for a group of people. Y'all see it? Or what? A synonym for land. Y'all see that? Okay? Moors are the substance and subject matter of the law. Moors are the substance and subject matter of the law. Well, that makes common sense, right? Why? Because man is thought made manifest. A function of the mind. So we are the land, and the land is us. Therefore, it's ours. We're the rightful heir. We're the rightful beneficiaries. Y'all see it? So we are the supreme beings. We are the Elohim. Connotatively speaking, we are the gods. The sons of a widow, the sons of Typhon, the sons of the great mother, the sons of Hathor are the only supreme beings, the only Elohim, the only, connotatively speaking, gods, of whom can stand in the form of a cross. Draw an imaginary line between each of the dashes in the line, you'll get a cross, okay? If you do it like this, you'll also get a cross, okay? Who can stand in the form of a cross. Matter of fact, let me show y'all. Oh, bye-bye. Nice to see you again. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this together. St. Andrew's cross. St. Andrew's cross. Y'all see it? Okay, that's the X. Okay, this is why you see our ancestors, the ancient Egyptians, they'll stand like this. Okay, and they have the staff in one hand and it'll come to me. I'll show you an image. All right, so St. Andrew's cross. Hold on. Maltese cross. So let's stop it there. 5-pointed star. Okay? We are the only Elohim, the only supreme beings, the only rightful heirs, of whom can stand in the form of a cross, 5-pointed star. Hold on, y'all. Sometimes it's really hard to find this. All right. Okay, 5-pointed star. The head is 1 point. Each hand is another point, and each foot, when it's spread out, is another point. That's a 5-pointed star. The head is, let's start with the head. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Okay? Now, look at him with his legs closed and imagine his arms are at his side. Hold on. Okay? Legs closed, arms at the side. All right? And in a straight line. This is him in a straight line. Standing erect or lying down? Lying down or standing erect? Y'all see it? What does he say next? When sons are lying asleep. When you are sleeping, are you conscious or are you aware of what's happening around you? Hold on, y'all. He's lying asleep. Okay? He's lying asleep. When sons are lying asleep, they are lying on a dead level. On a dead level. A civilly dead level. Look. He doesn't even much know who he is. He's sleeping. He doesn't know his nationality. He doesn't know the mindset of his ancient foremothers and forefathers. And he's living out of harmony with nature. So what does it mean? He's breaking the Most High's commandments. Y'all see it? Everybody see it? Hold on, y'all. I'm looking for a meaning of a word in it. I tried to go to the law dictionary. It won't let me go. Let me try another. Civil liter mortuus in Webster's means what, y'all? Civilly dead. Yeah, he's lying in a dead state. He's civilly dead. He's a ward of the state. Goyim. Now let's go back to serf. Remember serf? Bondman, bondwoman. No civil rights, no constitutional rights, rather. Okay? What's the political status? Serf. Serfdom. Right? Remember that? Under a system of feudalism. Y'all see where it's going? Okay, y'all, read that. Civil liter mortuus. Civil liter mortuus, civilly dead. One who is considered as if he were naturally dead. Y'all see that? As if he were naturally dead. As far as his rights are concerned. All right, so the more who is laying down, he's laying what? Sons who are laying asleep, they are laying on a dead level. A civilly dead level. They're laying on a dead level. They're not naturally dead. He said they are laying on a dead level. Okay? And when standing erect, they are perpendicular at right angle of 90 degrees. That would be a square, right, y'all? 90-degree angle, a square of their previous position, when they were in a dead state, or dead level, rather. When sons are lying asleep, they are lying on a dead level. And when standing erect, they are perpendicular at right angle of 90 degrees of their previous position on the dead level. So what is the dead level? What is the dead level? Well, C.M. Bate tells us. When sons stand erect, their head represents the North Pole. That's the North Celestial Pole, y'all. This is the circum-polar zodiac projection. Your head represents the celestial North Pole, which geographically, what, y'all? Is Eden, the Garden of Eden. Which is where the celestial ship of the North is. Which is where it's what, y'all? The superabundance of darkness. You'll hear the Nation of Islam talk about the triple blackness of space. And I remember as clear as day, when I was younger, like a child, my mother's husband, he was in the Nation of Islam. And I clearly remember when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad expired, they said that he was in a spaceship in the triple blackness or the triple darkness of space. They were talking in code that he went back to where he came from. The celestial ship of the North. Talking in code, okay? So let me continue. When sons stand erect, their head represents the North Pole, which is the North Celestial Pole, and their feet represents the South Celestial Pole. What's in the north, y'all? The Great Bear. The Great Bear is the pointer hand of the clock. What's in the South Pole? Sirius the Dog Star, which is the hour hand of the clock. What clock? The clock of destiny. The clock of destiny. Circle 7 is the clock of destiny. Again, the 7 is the 7 stars of the Great Bear, which is the Big Dipper today. All right, that's the clock of destiny. All right, so when the Moor stands up, when Hiram Abiff stands up, now his mindset, or he has acquired rather, or transformed his mindset back to the mindset of his ancient foremothers and forefathers. Now, he's keeping time properly. Do y'all see it? Now he's keeping time properly. Hi guys. All the children are, hello there. All the children are, hello. You want to say hi? No, you're shy. They like to practice English. Okay, yo? Everybody sees that? So the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers is in fact, CM Bay agrees. Actually, CM Bay left the message. Where would we be without this paragraph? All right? So when suns stand erect, their heads represents the celestial North Pole, the North Pole, and their feet represents the South Pole. When lying on a dead level, their head represents east. What's east, y'all? East, the east gate, that's Aries. Let me show you. So Aries in the east, which is the March 22nd, vernal equinox. Libra in the west, September 22nd, autumn equinox. Okay? All right. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so there we have it. So East is the Lamb of God. Okay, East is the Lamb of God, and we're gonna get into. As a matter of fact, hold on, y'all. I don't remember if I read this to y'all already, but if not, we'll do it again. Okay, so what does it say here? Back to page 24 of the Celestial Ship of the North. This is what it says. It was the Egyptian Osirians who cast out and condemned the ancient Typhoon. This is the ancient Sabian Moors. All right? And who changed the star god into Sevek Ra, the sun sun god. They then placed on his head a pair of horns, and he became ram or lamb, symbolized in the zodiacal sign Aries. And when the sun sun passed into this sign, when it passed into Aries, Aries became typical of the change from one pole star to another. Y'all heard that? They just copied it right out of the circumpolar zodiac. Okay? They just copied it. So we're dealing with Sevek Ra, who is involved with destroying us. Now, those sons, those Moors who are laying at the dead level, their head is with their oppressor, is with those who destroy us. Y'all see it? Everybody see it? Their head is with the Osirians. Yeah, if you're laying in a dead state, the solar zodiac projection, your mindset is with the Osirians. You're keeping time by the sun. And they cast out our ancient foremothers and forefathers, the Sabian Moors, and that mindset, that lifestyle. They cast them out. And you're laying in a dead state with your mind in the solar zodiac projection, and or your mind in one of the solar religions, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, so on and so forth. Y'all see it? It is not the ancient mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers. It is the circumpolar zodiac projection. That's the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers. All right? When lying on a dead level, their head represents east, which is Aries, and their feet represents west. Again, west would be Libra, right? Or Libra. The balanced scales, justice, as in the curses, as in the Hermetic law of cause and effect. You break the law, right? You break the law, you're going to get signals to change. And that comes in the form of punishment. Okay? These two positions of suns form the universal cross, which represents latitude north and south. Oh, really? Why? Because latitude is determined by Polaris, the North Star. Okay, y'all? These two positions of sun form the universal cross, which represents latitude, north and south. Let me show y'all. See the crosses? Y'all see the crosses? The lines intersecting represent a cross. All right? Is that clear? Everybody see that? Okay, which represents latitude north and south, and longitude east and west. This fact makes woman Typhoon and sons the great I am in life, creation, and perfection. In other words, the foundation of geometry. Okay, so I'm going to stop on that. Let's go back to Celestial Ship of the North. This casting out of the old mother, that's Typhoon, the Celestial Ship of the North, took place when listen y'all, when did it take place? When theology turned many of these ancient myths into religious history. Okay, so go back. Let me see if I can Google, if I can find the date of the oldest religion. Okay.
Có ngồi đây chứ. Ngồi đây rồi. Ông ngoại bữa đó em tham gia ăn có nó kêu em bị siêu em dưới nặng vậy anh bị không nghĩ đó anh ngồi cho mấy con kia tự vào
Y'all see that? What's the date? 4,000 BCE. 4,000 plus 2,000 is 6,000. 6,000 years ago. Okay? So, in this dispensation of time, well, let me restate that. Historians count, this is the way I learned it. Time begins around 10,000 BCE. And they call that prehistory, right? Before his story, who is his story? The hybrid. They count 10,000 years. I don't remember if that's pre-dynastic Egypt or whatever, but this is the way they count it. And then the dynastic pharaohs, if I remember correctly. If I'm wrong, my apologies, okay? But as I recall, they start at 10,000 because that's the records of the pharaohs. Pre-dynastic and then dynastic. All right? So at 4,000, according to this timeline, history on history.org, the first religion came in at 4,000 BCE. So let's hold to their story. So that would be 6,000 years, no religion, no external gods. Nobody praying to these external gods. So 4,000 to 0, or let's say 4,000 to 1 BC, let's say 4,000 years. All right? The end of 1 BCE. 4,000 years. That ain't nothing. And then the alleged 2,000 years since Christ. That's 6,000 years, y'all. That's nothing. Nothing. Let me show it. This is history. Let me show you. Hold on. History.org. Okay, y'all? So, hold on. 4,000 years. This is the timeline of religion. Okay? Y'all can pause this on the replay if y'all want to read it, all of it. I'll show you all of it. Okay? Y'all see that? One CE. So allegedly when JC the Christ figure was born, sometime around there, right? Everybody see? Let me read it again. This casting out of the old mother typhoon took place when theology turned many of these ancient myths into religious history. Around 4000 BCE, or according to their time, approximately 6,000 years ago. All right, y'all? I hope that's clear. Sevek Ra brought in the solar zodiac projection around 6,000 years ago. Before that is a huge amount of time. Tens, hundreds, thousands, millions, who knows? It's uncountable, undeterminable rather. Where our ancestors lived in peace and harmony. And our mindset and way of life was a circumpolar zodiac projection, the ship, the celestial ship of the north. I hope y'all can see it and appreciate it. The celestial North Pole and the celestial South Pole is how we told time. This is why the Prophet Noble Drew Ali told us to go back to that old time religion, which is not a dogmatic belief system religion, but is what? A binding back to nature, a return to nature. And then he specified it even further. He said, return to the mindset of your ancient foremothers and forefathers, which is the celestial North Pole and the celestial South Pole, which is the clock of destiny. Okay? Keeping time or determining time by the stars, not the SUN sun. Okay? Hold on, y'all. go.
tay chứ dù sao cũng có ngừa tiếng hồ mấy cái
Mindset. A person's way of thinking and their opinion. What could be more fundamental than the way you tell time? What could be more fundamental than that, than the way you tell time? Think about it. What could be more fundamental than the way you tell time? But let's look. A person's way of thinking. But it's not just telling time, it's everything. Because remember, the whole world was at peace. We lived according to the highest principles of the universe: love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. The author brings that out about how peaceful the earth was. Everybody lived in unity. There was no mystery system. Everybody had access to the same knowledge. They knew the same information. And they were honorable across the board, across the earth. All right? Synonyms: mentality. Mentality. A person's particular way of thinking. Now, it should be abundantly clear to you that a person who lives in harmony with nature, including their fellow man, has a completely different mentality than a group of people, let's say like people today, who are always at odds. In fact, the whole legal system is what? An adversarial legal system? Feudalism. Usury. Using, abusing, okay? Completely different mindset. Plus, our people are in the mindset of what? The curses, the punishments, low self-esteem, negative self-image, completely different mindset. They're telling time by the S-U-N sun. They may not know it, but if you're in religion, you're telling time by the sun. You're living your life by the S-U-N sun. Y'all see it? That's not where we come from. According to the celestial ship of the north, we come from where? The Hermetic laws, mentalism. Okay? We all have a component where we are all, across all kingdoms, have masculine and feminine energy. Some of us more masculine, some of us more feminine. Okay? Men and women. And then what? The 7 stars that make up the Great Bear, the Big Dipper, We become what? The self-creating ones, or what did it say? The self-living. Maybe I'll come back to it next time. We've been going for a while, right? We've been going for almost 3 hours. Maybe I'll come back to it. Oh, the self-generating ones, right? It's a completely different mindset. Okay, so it says one of the synonyms, accepted wisdom, agnosticism. Here's an interesting one, y'all. This one says, it says pole. Why pole? Pole, as in celestial north and south pole, pole. A long, thin stick of wood or metal, often used standing straight up in the ground. That would be at a 90-degree angle to the ground, right? To support things. A flag pole. A totem pole. Hold on, y'all. I'm almost surprised to see that. Pole. Either of the 2 points at the most northern and most southern ends of the earth, around which the earth turns. Y'all, don't believe me? Pole now. What else is it? Y'all see that? Pole now. Okay, place. Either of the 2 points at the most northern and most southern ends of the earth, around which the earth turns. That's talking about Earth's axis, which is nothing more than a line drawn from the north celestial pole to the south celestial pole. Let me take you back. Y'all look at this. Mindset. Y'all see mindset right there? Y'all see mindset? Okay? Prophet Noble Darrell-El said, return to the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers. C.M. Bey got his information from Prophet Noble Darrell-El. And he said that when the Moor is laying down, he's laying down in a dead state with his head in the east, which is Aries, and his feet in the west, which is Libra. He's laying with his head in the solar zodiac projection, which is also religion. Okay, all of the solar religions. Okay, again, C.M. Bey said that when the Moor stands up erect, his feet, he's standing at a 90-degree angle to his former position laying down, right? And his head becomes the North Pole, the celestial North Pole, and his feet are standing in and represent the celestial South Pole, the South Pole. Look at this, mindset. Okay, let me scroll up. Synonyms. We looked at mentality. What else does it say, y'all? Related words. These are synonyms. Related words and phrases. Look at this. Do y'all see pole? Do y'all see pole? Pole. So let me click on pole. Here it is, pole, noun. This is Cambridge.org, y'all. Pole, a long thin stick of wood or metal often used standing straight up in the ground to support things. Okay, that's one meaning. Let's keep going. Related words, so these are synonyms, related words and phrases. What does it say? Pole, place, either of the 2 points at the most northern and most southern ends of the earth, around which the earth turns. That's Earth's axis. What else does it say? North and South Pole. Celestial North Pole, celestial South Pole. I showed you that earlier. So let's look at it again. I got to go into my history. Hold on, y'all. So here we are, celestial North and South Pole. Okay, y'all? So the constellations, the Great Bear, the Lesser Bear, Dracan in the north revolve around the Earth's axis, which is really just an imaginary line, right? Connecting what? The celestial North Pole to the South Pole. One revolution of the stars, of the constellations rather, the Great Bear, the Lesser Bear, Draco, etc., constitutes one revolution of time or cycle of time. Do y'all see that? C.M. Bay said that when the Moor stands erect, his head becomes the North Pole, which is the celestial North Pole, and his feet become the celestial South Pole. Okay? The Great Bear, the Big Dipper, the handle of the Big Dipper. The Great Bear is the pointer, right? The handle is the pointer, the minute hand, and Sirius, the dog star in the south, is the hour hand. And then that circle or meridian, this is y'all see the circle, the blue circle? The outermost circle, the meridian. This is the line or the circle that our ancestors drew around what is formless to create what? Time. To create time and all things that were formed. Everybody see that? Everybody see it? This is the mindset of our ancient form, literally the mindset, the poles. Wow, I didn't know that, y'all. I just found that out now, just like y'all. Okay? So Polaris is right smack in the middle. All right? So these are the heavenly bodies at the celestial North Pole. This is the circle. And remember, the 7 are the 7 stars that make up the Big Dipper, hence circle 7. All right? The Big Dipper or the Great Bear was the first physical things that were formed. All right? That were formed, and of course, they were formed using masculine mental energy. since it's forming or even transforming, it's spoken of as a woman in the act of giving birth. Y'all see it? Circle 7, the poles. Wow, I never knew mindset. I never knew the synonym of mindset would be pole. Here's another image. North celestial pole and south celestial pole. Now y'all see, all they did was drew a line, right? And they called it Earth's axis. No, the Earth, you know, the constellations are rotating in a circle in the north and the south, okay? And you can draw a line from each one. And they're calling that line Earth's axis. Period. Everybody see it? So celestial North Pole, celestial South Pole, this is literally the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers, the poles. Okay, y'all? I hope that's clear. Just how anyone can, well, anyway, y'all, I'm really honored and pleased to be able to bring this information to our people. So y'all take a look at this. Y'all see the blue thick line, the blue arrow? That's the constellations rotating around the celestial North Pole. They're also rotating around the celestial South Pole. Okay? I want to introduce you to Circle 7, right there. Hold on. Right there, right there, that blue arrow. All right, that's it. Here's another picture. Y'all see the celestial north and the celestial south pole? They just drew a line. That's all, drew a line straight through it, and it went right through the center of the earth, and they're calling that Earth's rotation. All right? So again, where is the celestial ship of the north? It's in the North Celestial Pole region. Okay, guys? Where is Sirius the Dog Star? In the South or Southern Celestial Pole region. Y'all see it? It's easy, right? Y'all see the lines of latitude and longitude? All right? Okay, the cross, which represents what? The Moor laying in a civilly dead state with his head in Aries. Remember that? His feet in Libra and standing erect. All right. C.M. Bay told us that, Volume 2, Clock of Destiny, Volume 2, page 38. Everybody see it? Again, the poles are the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers. What else can you say, y'all? we're looking at the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers. The circumpolar zodiac projection. Circumpolar, circle around the circumference. Circumpolar zodiac projection. The mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers. In other words, the poles. Here's another image of the poles. Okay, the poles are the mindset. North Pole and the South Pole, that's the mindset. So the mindset has to be back into the North and South celestial poles. And your mindset has to come out of Aries, come out of the solar zodiac projection, come out of the religions. Everybody see it? You see a line was simply drawn from the North celestial pole to the South celestial pole, and it runs straight through the middle of the earth. And they're calling that Earth's axis. All right? Everybody sees that? So to summarize, mindset means a person's way of thinking, their opinions. This is the Cambridge Dictionary. All right, if we scroll down, we see, well, so that there's nobody can say anything. Mindset, a person's way of thinking. We scroll down, we see synonyms, mentality, outlook. Smart vocabulary says related words and phrases. Okay, let's scroll down until we get to pole. Now we see pole. Let's click on pole. Where is it? Hold on. We click on pole. Pole. A long, thin stick of wood or metal, often used standing straight up in the ground to support things. Okay, related words. Pole, noun, place. Either of the 2 points at the most northern and most southern ends of the earth. You can extend that to the most northern and southern ends of space, around which the earth turns. They're saying that this is the earth's axis. No, it's the celestial. It is the celestial north and south poles. All right, and the earth is turning along with that axis. All right, and that axis is nothing but a line drawn from the north and south celestial poles. Is that clear? So here's another interesting definition. Pole map, one of the 2 points at which a straight line through the center of a circle cuts the surface of a sphere. We just looked at that, okay? Same thing, a line from the celestial north to the celestial south pole, cutting right through the earth. Okay, y'all. I mean, I don't think it can become more clear. So let's finish up. Religious chaos resulted. Well, let me go back one sentence. This casting out of the old mother typhoon took place when religion turned many of these ancient myths, these stories that our ancestors used to describe the Hermetic laws and the production of, or the formation or reformation of the Great Bear or the Big Dipper, and everything that was formed after that in terms of the constellations in the north. These were the first, the initials, okay? All right, so this casting out of the old mother, this casting out of what, y'all? The celestial north and south pole, the clock of destiny. The mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers was cast out and condemned through violence, through warfare. When did it happen? When were they cast out and condemned? It took place when theology turned many of these ancient myths into religious history. That's approximately 4000 BCE. Who did it? Who done it? Sevek Ra. Those who follow, or the Egyptian Osirians, okay? They changed the star, quote unquote, star god into Sevek Ra, Yeshua's sun god. Placed on his head a pair of horns, and he became the ram or lamb symbolized in the zodiacal sign Aries. And now, if you're severely dead, your head is in the solar zodiac projection. Your head is lying down at a dead level in Aries. Same thing for religion. You are civilly dead, okay? And what? You're dead in terms of you have no knowledge, no consciousness of the mindset of your ancient foremothers and forefathers, which are the celestial poles, celestial north and south poles, okay? All right? So this casting out of the Great Mother took place when theology turned many of these ancient myths into religious history, 4000 BCE. Religious chaos resulted. In other words, all these different religions, they were battling for supremacy, battling for power. Who's going to control all of the resources? In other words, who's going to have control of the Sabian Moors' birthright, or birthrights rather? Religious chaos resulted, and the past, the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers was almost lost in obscurity. But strange to relate, followers of the ancient Typhonian cult of the first Immaculate Conception, that's the Typhonian mother, producing Soot, the dog star in the south, which is the first masculine or predominantly masculine thing formed. Sit the dog star in the south. See, this is circle 7, y'all. This is the clock of destiny. Followers of the ancient Typhonian cult, those who knew about and lived by the clock of destiny, circle 7, are spread all over the world today. That was in 1927. Though many of them are in ignorance of the foundation of their religious belief. Oh, so it's religion now, okay? They turned the book of the law into a book of dogmatic theology, a book of religion. Do y'all see it? Plain as day, right? And Noble Darrell-El said that this knowledge was kept away from us. They knew about it in the East. They kept it away from us in the West. I think this next paragraph is short, but it's very important. It is well to never lose sight. Don't forget. Don't forget the fact that in the heaven world, all is pure and beautiful in its symbolism. Nothing is material. That's the point. We're dealing with energies, the Hermetic laws, okay? And constellations and electromagnetic energies. For all exists through God. No, there's no such thing as God. God is Odin, is the modern day spelling of Odin and Woden, who some people allege is the Kemetic or Egyptian deity Thoth. But Thoth, if you use a connotative meaning God, he's not the God in the whole spectrum of thing either. He's a messenger of the gods, right? Whose rays are the light now piercing through the veil of his creation. Now remember, light, remember what he said. All exists through God, capital G-O-D, whose rays are the light, so that would be the S-U-N sun, are the light now piercing through the veil of his creations. Well, let's go back and check that. Page 14. Well, let's start with page. Let's start with page 9. She, that's Typhon, the great mother, has been imaged as intensely black. Her bosom bare, crowned with a golden pyramid, upon which twined an immense serpent. Okay, that's the fire. Night and darkness belong as symbols to very great antiquity. A superabundance of darkness, the Nation of Islam calls it the what? The triple blackness of space is light. A superabundance of darkness metaphysically is light. Darkness adopted illumination in order to make itself visible. How then does light become God? How then does, y'all follow me? Whose ray, back to page 25, whose rays are the light now piercing through the veil of creation. No, cannot be. But why? The Great Mother says this on page 9 in the one paragraph above. This is what she says. She says, I am all that is. I am all that have been. I am all that will forever be. And my veil no mortal have drawn aside. So how is the light going to pierce through it? Huh? How is the light going to pierce through it? The fruit that I brought forth is the sun, sun. Y'all see it? So now let's go to page 14. The footnote number 2. The Egyptians symbolically named, quote unquote, God. Y'all, that's a remix, right? We had no concept of this God. That's Odin, Woden. That's the modern day spelling of the Germanic deities Odin and Woden. So the Egyptians symbolically named, connotatively speaking, God, the what? Ancient darkness. So for the ancient Egyptians, what they call God today, the Egyptians call what, y'all? Ancient darkness. They didn't call it God, they called it ancient darkness. Of this darkness, of this ancient darkness, H.P. Blavatsky writes, quote unquote, darkness is the root of light. Oh, we just read that, didn't we? We just read that on page 9. We just read it on page 9. A superabundance of darkness metaphysically is light. Darkness adopted illumination in order to make itself visible. Back to page 14. Of this darkness, H.P. Blavatsky writes, darkness, quote unquote, darkness is the root of light. Light is matter. Light is matter, not spirit. Light is matter. Darkness is pure spirit. Darkness is pure spirit. So wait a minute. So the sun is matter. Darkness is pure spirit. Not 99% pure spirit. Darkness, metaphysically, is absolute light. Light is merely a mass of shadow. In other words, sunlight. Sunlight, light is merely a mass of shadows, as it can never be eternal. Sunlight can never be eternal. And actually, you'll hear astrology people, they'll tell you that eventually the sun is going to burn out, right? So that means it's not eternal. And this is where the Bible verse comes from what? JC, the Christ figure, who is the sun son. What does he say? He says he gives his life so that you might live. So the sun is saying he's giving off his energy, knowing that eventually his energy is going to run out. That's consistent with what we're reading here, okay? Darkness metaphysically is absolute light. Light is merely a mass of shadows, as it can never be eternal, and is simply an illusion or Maya. All right, let's go back to page 25. Nothing is material, for all exists through God, whose rays are the light, whose rays are not eternal. It's not pure spirit, it's material, whose rays are now piercing through the veil of his creation. And of course, there's the only thing that has been created are what? The hybrids. Everything else is a reformation, right? It's a reformation or a reproduction of energy according to the second law of thermodynamics. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed. Mentalism, the law of mentalism is consciousness. All intelligence, all consciousness, right? All awareness, all imagination. All right? There are many who do not realize the beauty to be found in the old symbols. Certainly, these Osirians didn't realize the beauty, did they? No, because this is Yaqub and his boys. All right? They didn't realize the beauty, didn't appreciate the beauty in the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers, which is a circum-polar zodiac projection. Okay? So in these old symbols, the north and the south celestial poles with the constellations, the Great Bear, the Lesser Bear, Dracon, all right, and Sirius, the dog star in the south, which have been so cleverly falsified and maligned. Yeah, falsified. They came up with all these religions, these mythologies, and dogmatic religious beliefs. Right? They spend it, remixed the stories from the circumpolar zodiac. All right, y'all? Shalom Islam to all the Moors, I, self, law, and master. Y'all share this video, get this information out to all of the people.